Welcome, everyone, to the first ever YouTube Live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Monday at SlabStox, we are calling it SlabStox Live. My name is Aaron, and I'm joined by Nate here. And we took a bunch of different questions from you guys submitted through a Google form over the past couple days. If you guys want us to make questions for the next live stream, go into the description of this live stream right here, and you can see the link that has the question form for you guys to submit. So Nate and I prepared a slideshow today of a bunch of different questions that you guys submitted, like I said, and we're just going to hop in and start going through them. So, Nate, thanks for joining me. I love that we're doing this. It's going to be an awesome way to answer people's questions.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Another way to do a live without doing like Instagram Live where the questions are, a mile a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
So a good way to get people's questions answered in yet a third format besides DMs and Instagram Live.
Totally agree. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. See you guys are commenting in the live chat right here. I really appreciate it. And this will be posted after for you to go back and watch also. So we're going to kick it off with the first question here. Do you see a pullback in the Pokemon in the Pokemon marketplace coming soon? Personally, I think the vintage market will stay strong due to the lack of supply, but modern may see a pullback. Interested to see what y'all think. So basically, I went and looked at the Charizard 1999 base set unlimited holo PSA 9, and then also the Charizard Shadowless from the 1999 PSA 9 set to compare. So if you look here, yesterday, a sale for the PSA 9 holo sold for $4,150. And then a couple days before that, one went for $5,350. So we have seen a drop of over $1,000 in the last 4 days of the PSA 9 for this Charizard Unlimited. And for those of you that don't know the Pokemon market super well, the Unlimited means that there's a shadow on the right side of the card border next to Charizard, and it's the most printed card of the 1999 base set. So I'll show you the pop reports here. And we have a total of 13,906 PSA graded. It's actually over 14K if you count the qualifier editions and the 0.5 graded cards. So there's a ton of the unlimited Charizards in the pop report. First edition, way less, only around 3,000 or 2,700, and then for the Shadowless, around 3,000. So the unlimited Charizard dropped quite a bit, but let's keep in mind this same card was $700 to $900 in July, and then also pretty close to now is around 3,000. I'd say 3 weeks ago about. So it went up quite a bit. And anytime something runs up that fast, that quick, it's just going to drop in price thereafter because it can't sustain that type of demand for that long, that type of price increase. So, I'm not surprised that we've seen this thing fall, but let's keep in mind, look at the look at the lower pop card here with the Shadowless. And on the bottom right there, also thank you to Andrew Kim 97. That's his Twitter handle. That's who submitted the question. We have a $13,500 sale for the PSA 9 Shadowless holo on October 22nd. By October 24th, an auction sold for over 15K. So the one that's more rare is staying up in price versus the one that there's a huge pop report for. I predicted in many of our live streams over the last couple of weeks that the Unlimited will fall in price, while the Shadowless and the first edition will either keep strong or keep gaining a bit or not drop as much because people are always going to want those low pop cards because the supply is so low. But basically, I think that this is just a concept that you can apply to any different marketplace, which is that when something runs up so fast and is high in supply, once the amount of buyers and the money that already got the cards are already satisfied, it's just going to drop in price. And I see a question in the live chat here. Can you clarify, is this a live show? Same bat time and bat channel? And yes, I can clarify. Every Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube, we will be going live to do these Q&As. So make sure to get your questions in on the form in the caption of this video. You can go right to the form, submit your question. We'll answer it each week. That's the best way to do it. And then we can prepare for these questions as well. So that's the question on the Pokemon market. But just to apply it to a broad scope, Unlimited, going to fall further in price, I think. The rare stuff going to hold steady in price, gain long term, and also the Unlimited might bounce back over the long term. So moving on to the next question. This is for Nate here, a baseball question.
Hey, so is this also from Andrew Kim?
It is, I think, or you forgot to switch it. One of the two.
No, well, I switched all of them, so it must be also from Andrew Kim 97. Specifically, baseball. Do you think color and other serial numbered cards are undervalued compared to the baseball cards? So I pulled up Fernando Tatis, a PSA 10 you can see on your right side for base, and a PSA 10 gold on your left side, $1,030 for the gold numbered to 2019, and $135, which is a steep drop from the high of almost 300. It was hovering around 275 for a while in season, obviously a short 60-game season. I don't think that they're undervalued. Aaron, you can combat me on this if you want, but a almost 10 times, not quite 10 times, 9 times, we'll say 9 times, price difference between a gold, one of the highest numbered parallels you can get in Top Series 2, and a base, seems like they're pretty fairly valued in my mind. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't go after the serial numbered cards for long-term investments. Right now, I'd probably go base because people love it, but eventually I think that craze might die off, and you'll be happy to have the numbered parallels in your possession.
I think it's two different ways to look at it. One, if I'm spending the money, I would buy one gold PSA 10 over 10 or 9 base, like you said. It's more of a collectible. It's something that I think will hold more value when you look at the pop reports, especially because of the tough grade on the golds in Topps flagship. Very, very tough grade. It's going to hold value over time. But there is a point about base PSA 10s in that they're super volatile, which can be good and bad, pros and cons. And then you can also secure quick sales. I think that it's way easier to sell a $135, $140 card than a $1,000 card. You're just going to have more buyers in the market, which also can lead to quicker returns, quicker ROI percent. But also, if the question is, what would you choose between the two? I personally would go with the gold because it's a better collectible. It's more exciting of a card to me. But that, keep in mind, that comes with spending a lot more money. That's if you can buy 9 base PSA 10s.
The question is, do you think they're undervalued compared to those cards?
Yeah, no, I guess to answer the question, I agree with Nate. I don't think that it's technically undervalued because the base PSA 10 come with good pros with the easy, very liquid sales, and also that a large amount of people would want to buy them. I don't think it's undervalued, but if I were choosing, I'd go with the gold.
Yeah.
All right, next question here. How are you? Okay, so keep in mind, these are direct copy and paste questions from our Google form submission. So if the grammar's a little weird, that's why. How are you feeling about Jason Tatum PSA 10 Prism are around $600, good price. So yes, if you look on the far right here, the eBay comps are showing an auction of $525 in the middle there, and then $600 and $608 for Jason Tatum base PSA 10s. And then on the left side, if you can see it, there's 3 comps there, one for 1,076, 1,150, and then 1,125. And those prices are from August 19th. The other prices on the right are the most recent sales. So currently valued around 600. Previously was around 1,000 during the bubble when people were all hyped up on basketball, want to hit the superstars in the playoffs. You know how it was going. I would definitely recommend, if you saw our YouTube video from the live stream on Instagram of 2 weeks ago talking about why basketball is the best buy in the marketplace right now, I 100% think you'll get good value in Jason Tatum buys right now, along with many other players out there like Donovan Mitchell, like Trae Young, like Luka. Even Lukas are down a ton from where they were at the height. Keep in mind, I'm not saying that they're going to go back to the peak, back to the height of the market, but I do think that we're going to be in for a really, really good 2 months of basketball values trending upwards, especially as more concrete plans get made for the season. They announced the other day that they're targeting a little bit before Christmas coming back. I know a lot more has to get shaken out to actually see if that happens, but I really do think Jason Tatum Prism Select Optic, along with all the other players I named and all of your favorite players too, will perform well going into the next season when hype starts to build. Because if you watch that live stream video, all we talked about was as attention shifts and markets drop in certain places, like basketball is dropping when football and Pokemon were going nuts, the next thing to get that attention right back is going to be basketball in the next 2 months.
I would agree.
All right. Moving on, we have a question. So this is a kind of a loaded question. We're going to start with the last part of it first. You guys do amazing work, brilliant content as well. Thanks for that. We really appreciate it. What 3 players are you always investing in? And then next question is, what do you think about the Origins Silver Ink autograph? So Nate, I'll talk about Origins first, then we'll move on to the what 3 players are you always investing in. But so Tyler Hero right here, Origins Silver Ink. this is what the cards look like that he's referencing. It's from ROHITSAHAJPAL. I didn't want to try to pronounce that because I had no idea how to, but not really sure what to say. The Silver Ink auto sold for $180 on August 27th. And Origins is a really nice set. It reminds me a ton of Topps Inception from football back in the day. It's pretty much a direct ripoff from Panini. But in terms of what the market wants and what the demand goes to, it's not Origins. It's not these thicker based on-card autographs. If people are buying autographs, they're buying optic chrome on-card autographs. They're buying Prism autographs. They're buying National Treasures on-card RPAs. Origins is a forgotten about set, I'd say. I know that it's got some collectability out there, which is why you see, Tyler Hero, Silver Ink, most recently sold for $200 in September, I saw. But in terms of an investment, I wouldn't put my money there. There's much better places you can put 200 that will gain more value faster. And then I also want to point out that I think that this basketball set from 2019 looks way better than the 2020 football set. You can barely see Chase Claypool's autograph on this card with all the colors that are going on. That one sold for $105, but the Tyler Hero actually looks pretty nice. It's a nice card. If you're collecting and you like them, of course, go and buy it. Collect what you like. But if it comes to where am I putting my $200, it's not going to be in that Tyler Hero on-card auto.
As an example here, Origins, when I worked at Brewtown, was $215 a box to Prism retail boxes being $150. Obviously, you're not getting the same amount of hits out of retail as you're getting out of Origins, but a better product for cheaper.
Yep. Good deal there. All right. Want to comment really quick on this. What 3 players are you always investing in? Another way to determine is what 3 players would you be looking at for people going into next season for baseball? Because that's where you're looking the most for sure.
Yes. Well, minor league baseball is back. Wander Franco and Julio Rodriguez prices have not gone down. They've gone up. So I'm not going there, but I will go Marco Luciano for the Giants shortstop, who I think will be the next guy to pop off, top prospect-wise, and vault his way into the top 25. And then for Major League Baseball, I'm still investing in Fernando Tatis. His price is $140 a card. Those have been cut in half. Everyone knows how exciting he is. We all watched him play. Unbelievable player. It looks like he might be the face of baseball in 4 years, 5 years, once Mike Trout gets a little older and a little slower. And you're looking at Fernando Tatis. And the third one, I don't really have a third one right now. I'd actually probably go Mike Trout Topps Update, PSA 10. A safe card, $2,500 right now, was up to $3,000 during the season. And you can't go wrong with Mike Trout. He might never make the playoffs again in his entire life, but dude's a stud, will always be a stud, and there will come a time where everyone wants a Mike Trout card because he was the top player of a generation and a top probably 3 player of all time.
Love it. Nice answers. I'm going to go basketball here for all you basketball fans out there. First, I think I go Donovan Mitchell going into next season. I love what he did in the bubble. He looked like an absolute killer. I loved all of the ability that he was showing, driving to the hoop, all that stuff, shooting. And my favorite part about Donovan Mitchell right now is you can get 2 Donovan Mitchells for the price of 1 Jason Tatum. I know Tatum's younger. I know Tatum's on the Celtics, which is a more, I guess, hobby-beloved team. But I think you can't go wrong buying Donovan Mitchell. He's just going to grow with that team, and he's going to sign a long-term extension there. I think the Jazz are going to do some serious damage again in the West. I hope that they make it deep in the playoffs. But he's my first pick. And you can get Prism PSA 9s for around 105 right now, 10s for around 300. So that's a really good route to go there. And then my second pick, I think, is going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander still. I really like his pop report numbers, which is actually why I like him a lot, because his Prism Silver PSA 10, while it doesn't have the rookie logo on it, which is one of the only Prism rookies from 2018, actually the only that doesn't have the rookie logo. People don't care about that, by the way. There's plenty of demand for that card. The pop report's crazy low. It's under 30% for PSA 10 for the Prism Silver. I think that there's around 300 of around 1,000 graded, which is really, really crazy. And then my last pick is going to be LeBron, because like Nate with Mike Trout, you cannot go wrong. If you have some extra cash to stash into some LeBron cards and just put them away, going to continue to build his legacy in LA. He already accomplished a ton in Miami and in Cleveland. And I just think as he goes throughout, the rest of his life and after basketball career, with his son coming up too, I just think that there's a lot to like about LeBron always being around forever. So think you can't go wrong there. And that's an obvious answer, but it's a good one. Moving on.
Yeah, wait,
to the
wait,
next.
1 second, Aaron. 1 second.
Go ahead.
Regarding Shea,
Yeah.
Gallinari is a free agent, probably going to be gone. CP3 is probably going to get traded if they can find somebody to take that salary, because they did too well this year, and they're probably going to be looking to take a actual step back now and be a worse team to build long term, even though it was exciting this year. What do you think happens to Shea if all of a sudden he's top dog but has no talent around him?
So I actually meant to comment on the basketball side of it too, because I got sidetracked in the Pop Report talk. I think that it's going to be some good and some bad. I think you're going to see him trying to figure it out as that top player, which I would say generally when people get into that spot right away, they almost struggle in it when they have to take on a new role. And that's what I was thinking we're going to see with Pascal Siakam. I think he kind of struggled to start the year with the Raptors. And then as they went throughout the season, Siakam was an absolute stud the rest of the regular season. Struggling in the playoffs extremely badly. But let me comment on that too. His Prism cards are down 60 to 65% since the bubble. And that is easily one of the biggest drops I've seen in the basketball card marketplace. I think Siakam's going to do very well in the regular season again. Maybe he figures it out for the postseason next year, but at least you have a guy that can make up a lot of ground on the prices that he lost. I think Shea's might dip a little bit in the short term, but I think they'll figure it out. And I'm really excited for him to be that top dog on that team, which is why I also think he's a good buy, is because you're losing CP3 while he helps him a ton and makes him a better player for sure. I know Shea learned from him, and I know Shea's going to learn on the fly too, and I think it'll help him out next year.
Presumably losing CP3.
Yeah. Not guaranteed. But
and
just
also we watched my guy, Devontae Graham, go into a terrible situation and become top dog, even though nobody expected anything of him. So similar situation to Shea, except everyone expects everything of him.
Yeah, because, I mean, first off, he's way better.
Well, let's calm down there.
He might not have put up better stats last year, but that's because Devontae Graham's the only player on that team. But also, Shea put up really nice stats last year.
Miles Bridges, yo.
Miles Bridges is terrible.
I know.
His silvers are like $2. All right. Here we go. One for Nate.
Oh, yep. I should read this. What are your thoughts on Topps throwback rookie cards? They have a print run less than Topps gold cards, yet they sell for much less. I'm assuming they're talking about this Topps throwback. If there is a set type of thing that I didn't realize, yeah. But we got two pictures here. I'm pointing out on my screen like you can see me pointing, and you can't. But this is more. I didn't bring up any prices because this is more of a talk about every single set that isn't Topps flagship and Topps Chrome. And the problem is that you can do the Topps throwback, you can do stadium club parallels, you can do maybe not heritage. Heritage is sought after, but opening day, anything like that. Baseball fans and baseball card collectors just don't care. And I don't think they ever will care. And there's certain sets that are going to take off first. Topps flagship and Topps Chrome have taken off. The next set that took off was Topps Heritage a little bit. After that, you're probably looking at a Stadium Club or a Bowman's Best or anything. And these types of cards, these Topps throwbacks, I just don't think there's enough people in the market to lift every single set like Topps throwback up.
Let me make a comment quick. I do not know this for sure, but I'm venturing to guess that this Topps throwback set was an on-demand set sold through Topps.com, not even pulled out of packs. I'm guessing. I have not done any research on it. I know that this was your question, but I'm thinking that this was not a pack release set, which hurts it even further. I'm just trying to add to your point that it's not going to help. Even if the print runs are lower. You
look at other Topps on-demand cards. Their prices aren't great either. And that's a good point. Even if this isn't, or if it is, the point with the baseball cards is that you have the top dogs, you have the medium dogs in Stadium Club and Heritage and stuff, and then you have everything else. And even the medium dogs don't really matter to an extent. You look at Fernando Tatis Topps Chrome Heritage Black Refractors selling for $2,000 at the height of his being really amazing this past summer. And that is, they're numbered to 69. You would think they'd be higher. They're not.
Gotcha. All right. Good deal. Moving on to the next one here. This is one. So if you see where I say screen share here, this is to remind me to show you guys more past the presentation. But have you heard about Tyson Beck and his custom NBA cards? What do you guys think about them? Do you think that those have potential to be huge in the future? If you do not know who Tyson Beck is, he was one of the 20 artists for Topps Project 2020. He got super into the spotlight during all that craze with TP 2020 back in what was that, Memorial Day weekend, and his cards are selling super hot. Ken Griffey Jr. was a really hot card, definitely like $400-$500 plus card. And he took all of the profits from, or at least whatever profits he did, from the Topps Project 2020 they made, and he invested into his own trading card line where he partners with NBA players. His first one was Jason Tatum, second one Kyle Kuzma, you see here, and now he's doing Tyler Hero as well, which will be a huge release, actually coming up on October 31st, so good timing for this question. But he hand designs these cards, and then he also does collaborations with the players where they sign some of the cards, just like, your on-card autos. And then he also signs some on his own, and then he signs some with the player. But I'll go here, and I'll show you the product pages. So as you can see, it says sold out here on his website. I do not know how much these things retailed for. I'd imagine that this would be the base card right here, numbered to 1,500. I'd imagine that one was between $75 and $100. I can't quite remember. I remember looking when it first released. And then he makes foil cards, parallels to, I have 149 for blue, some green ones, to the Kuzma. I think the Kuzma one looked really cool, actually. Autographs from Kuzma. And then, of course, I thought I was going to have a Tyler Hero promotion at the bottom, but it didn't. Either way, these are the cards. Let's move into the market analysis. Before I comment on the market analysis, because I don't want to sidetrack away from this main point, big props to Tyson Beck for going on his own and grabbing a license to do this with the players. I know he said he was trying to do some things with actually NBA to help produce some cards, but I know he said he's having struggles with it. So really cool to see an artist out there, entrepreneur, go and pave their own path and get some collaborations with NBA players going. Really awesome. But as for the market, as you guys can see, not performing super hot on the secondary marketplace. This is the Tatum base number of 1,500. Of course, that's a pretty large amount, I'd say, for a non-super well-known card. 1,500 is quite a bit. So on the secondary market, in the past week, these things are selling between $40 and $70. That's got to be less than retail. I'm pretty sure retail was between 70 and 100. I cannot quote me on that because it doesn't show on the website anymore, but that's what I thought, or at least remember. But I wouldn't be necessarily investing in the base cards from a standpoint of, can I flip these things and make money? I think that time is gone if you're trying to do that with like limited releases from the Topps Project 2020 guys. But I do think that if you're a collector, if you like artwork, if you like NBA players, you like NBA autographs, this would be a cool place to go. I mean, I bet you the Tyler Hero card's going to look really awesome with his Miami Vice jerseys on. I think he'll have his blue one on or something for that card, and it's going to look really cool, I bet. But from an investment standpoint, I'm not exactly sure if there's anything there. So I wouldn't bother. I would go spend your money elsewhere, especially because there are wait times with getting the cards. I know he's from Australia, so that's another added, difficulty there maybe to say. All right. Next one is, what are your thoughts on Obsidian cards? So Obsidian is a release from Panini. It first came out as a full set in 2018 for basketball. Soccer was 2019. They had Obsidian preview cards, which you see here, the Trae Young on the far right, PSA 10. That card came out in Chronicles, actually. So what they do with some of these new sets is they preview the cards in other products. So if you remember back in 2016 Optic, when the first set came out, they previewed 2016 Optic in 2016 Donruss. And they're really cool short prints, different images from the actual Optic set. Same thing happened here with Obsidian. I love these preview cards on the far right of Trae Young. The issue is that preview card is not from the actual set. The actual set, I'd say, is much more lackluster than what I was, hoping to see. There's no on-card autographs, which I'll talk about in a little bit. First off, these soccer cards look amazing. The middle one is Joao Felix Contra, numbered out of 8. The white parallels look awesome. The Supernova of Messi looks really, really cool. They do a great job designing these cards, and they're some of the best-looking cards out there, I'd say. But here's Ansu Fati, Barcelona player, 17 years old. They obviously sell super well. The base are numbered of 165. PSA 10 went for $1,300. This card was non-graded $100. I want to say maybe 3 months ago. So those definitely gained a lot of steam. But when it comes to the NBA brand, I mean, I think that they just kind of missed on the autograph lines on this set, which is really where they could have done the most damage, because if you're not having a prism base, a optic silver or hollow, or a select silver or tie-dye, which the most people are wanting, you kind of have to capture people's attentions with new autographs. And not being on card on this set, and honestly, this jersey patch or this jersey auto numbered out of 50 just really isn't a great design for the autographs. I think it hurts the set a lot. It's not like this would never be a card that I necessarily want to collect, even if I was just collecting and not even investing, just because I don't really think that that it looks that great. And I think that it hurts if they don't have on-card autographs on a set that isn't one of the major ones. But let me back it up. I do love some of the cards. They look awesome. But in terms of what I think investment value is going forward, I wouldn't bank on Obsidian being a major set. I just wouldn't. Nate, do you have any thoughts on Obsidian?
Should unmute my mic. Not really. Not really. There's so many basketball. You know, I'm a baseball guy, and there's so many basketball sets that are out there that are kind of I like my Noir and my Prism and my Select, and after that, it's all just kind of meh to me.
Yeah, there is a ton of sets out there. I want to make a quick comment that Donruss Clear is a set that's being released by Panini. I think it's a premium box set where it's released in a full set form, all clear cards. You get some numbered parallels towards the back. Kind of sounds like a Topps Complete set where you have the foil boards at the very back. An individual pack, or also like the Hoops premium box set if you're familiar with that with basketball. I'm starting to get a little irritated that Panini is still releasing 2019 products. I mean, we're approaching the next season. The draft is coming up, and we are still getting 2019 products. Let me say that Immaculate, one of the biggest high-end products of the year, still is not released yet. Flawless still is not released yet. We are way behind in these releases, and there was just too much jam-packed in there.
Well, do you think some of that's COVID related?
So, okay, I guess I should say this. Because they haven't released yet, yes, probably something is COVID related in there. But I will say this: Immaculate has came out even in 2018, the Lucas year, or it came out in 2019, like right as the next season was approaching or starting in October. So it has been like that for a while. I wish that they cut out some of those other things out of there. Okay, here we go. A nice comment here from Ziggy's Sports Card Daily. It says Hoops premium set / not Donruss clearly. Donruss clearly is hobby. Okay, so I think it's actually not even worse, to honestly. They're releasing another hobby set. Good for people to get their hands on more packs, you could say. But my whole thought is just less products in the marketplace, or more products in the marketplace, is going to lead to just an overabundance of cards that don't matter, which is fine, I guess, if you just want to get people's cards in people's hands. But if it comes with, just trying to make, more supply out there to make more money instead of focusing more on how can they improve their actual sets that people want to buy. I just think that there's way better ways to go about it. And I don't want to say it. I'm not one of those people. I don't want to say, is this junk wax era 2.0? But I've been getting a lot of questions related about that because of the overabundance of products. I don't think we're that we're there. I've said it multiple times, but there is just some products I think just don't need to be released. Donruss clearly was never a thing in the past.
I do think people are just smarter, and they're going to pay for what they want, and the other stuff's just not going to be worth anything, So there can still be junk wax, but people are still just going to pay for what they care about.
Yes,
and the Phoenix footballs, or the Donruss basketball, or
see,
Obsidian.
I totally agree with you, but I think that you and I think from a very experienced standpoint to where we've been in this for a long time. But imagine a newcomer that's like, oh, a new set. Can I get excited about that? More Zion, more Ja. And then they fall into the trap of buying packs for it, and then they lose money. But I'm not saying that's junk wax era 2.0, by the way, for anyone in the comments watching live stream. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some of these products I just don't know if they deserve to be released, just because I don't know if anyone's going to care.
Yeah.
But I do see why people are asking those questions.
Yeah. Ziggy says, Aaron, agree with you, Aaron. Panini is milking the Zion Ja class. And yeah, if you're looking forward to, if I'm Panini and I'm looking forward to this next class, right? I'm like, my stuff's not going to sell very well. How can I make more money off of this previously good class to make up for next year when Obi Toppin, ain't no stopping Obi Toppin is your go-to.
Well,
Anthony Edwards.
Let me say this. So Contenders basketball draft picks released within the last week, probably within the last, I think it was last Wednesday. Last year.
Udoka Azubuike cards are way more expensive than I thought they would be.
I didn't even look into that guy because he doesn't matter at all. But next. All right, about the LaMelo Ball thing that I'm going to talk about is that a LaMelo Ball cracked ice auto numbered 23 sold last night for $450. To me, as the number one player in the draft, that seems extremely low. Not saying that the LaMelo Ball should have sold higher. I'm comparing this to last year where Ja was selling for $750 or something.
Wait, are you telling me LaMelo Ball's the number one player in the draft?
He's probably going to go number 1 or 2. So just listen. He's going to go number 1 or 2. Let's hear me out.
Okay.
All the basketball demand that came from the past year, he's going to be number 1 or 2 pick. And it's only selling for $450. Last year, Ja was going $750 and Zion was going $2,000. I'm not saying that he should be up there because he shouldn't. I'm just saying that worries me from a standpoint of how people are going to treat wax this year. Meaning, if I'm Panini, I better be good at selling product and not just trying to charge $1 million for product because it's not going to sell like last year.
I know they're going to try.
I know, and they're going to start Dutch auctions at $30K for National Treasures again. But I'm just trying to say that Panini better know that this year is not last year, and they need to be strategic. Otherwise, it's not going to last an entire year. Their wax gravy train that like last year. That's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
All right. Next question for Nate.
All right, let me go back wide again.
There we go.
When investing in cards that you want to grade, is it better to buy one high-end card or multiple base, low-end parallels? So we kind of covered this earlier, Aaron. And for those of you listening, on my first question, but here I have some comps here. The picture of 8 Luis Roberts was $90. You can look it up on eBay. I didn't get the price in because there's too much on the screen. Whereas this Luis Robert PSA 10 just the other day sold for $105 shipped. If you look at the bottom, I've got notes here. A SP short print non-graded sold for $175. PSA 10 sold for $430 within the last couple weeks, and then base PSA 9 is $30 to $40. So we got 8 cards for $90. Now guaranteed, maybe one of them is a PSA 10, 2 of them is a PSA 10. But $90, so you could get 16 of these for the price of one short print. Grade some of them. If you get all PSA 9s, you're still in good shape. You're still making money. If you get PSA 10s, you're plus. If you buy your one short print and it doesn't grade a PSA 10, you're toast. So from an investment purpose right now, I would say buy as many bases you can get for cheap, grade them for cheap, and PSA 9s sell for more than raw. PSA 10s are selling way more than that. Seems like the better option for me. Aaron,
I'm going to play a little bit of contrarian possibly while using a later slide for some example here. Just
devil's advocate here.
Yeah, I've got the Robert Pop report numbers here. Okay, so here we go. This is for another question we'll answer later. But if you look at the very bottom, it's got the Luis Robert Pop report. 2,200 are graded of this card so far, and it came out in June. PSA super backed up. Expect this number to go close to 10,000 by the Q1 of 2021, maybe Q2 2021. But my point here is that this card is not an easy grade. Sometimes you see alley-oop lobs on Topps base rookies. I think, Nate, do you think that the quality control is getting worse from Topps? Do you remember Topps update 2019 when you couldn't get a Keston Hero with 4 good corners?
Oh yeah, I have like 10 Keston Heroes, and none of them are graded, and either it's the corners or the edges. Is it quality control from Tops, or is it quality control from whoever's delivering the packages to Target? Because I bought a lot of retail. We got some. I got some Tops update boxes, hobby boxes from the shop, but most of my cards are retail, and there's a decent number of cards that look really good. It just happened to be Keston Hira. So I wonder if it's certain sheets, like Keston Hira is always on the same sheet, always on the same group of cards, that all of those cards are probably trash, whereas other cards are good. I don't know. I can't confirm how they print off their cards. But it was weird that all of the Keston Heroes look bad, but in like Series 1 2020, like a lot of my Bo Bichettes look good. And
really
so,
quick,
like, Will Smiths. A lot of my Will Smiths look good from Topps Update.
Yeah.
So what's the difference there? Why is it that one kid is really, really poorly made and another is good? I don't know.
It probably has to do with the production line, like how one sheet gets caught or something. But so Mac Boys says, I thought I was the only one with crap Kestons.
Well,
he's right there with you. Yeah, but either way, I think he's talking about the corners all smashed up. But to get back to Nate's point about this Luis Robert, my whole point about showing the pop report is that Nate said maybe one or two of these can be PSA 10s. I would make sure that if you're buying a non-graded lot on eBay, you go into it with the expectation that none are 10s. If you go into it with expecting 10s out of it, you're going to be left disappointed. And let me also make the point here that 9s are good cards. PSA graded cards are now what people want. Like they don't even care. I mean, they do care about what the card is, but when it gets into that PSA case, the value just goes up so much more, even if it's a 9, because it's something that you can't get easily. It either costs a lot to grade or it takes forever. And now those PSA 9s are worth good money. So even trying to support Nate's point too, is that PSA 9s do well. So I would also say that going the route of 8 non-graded, I mean, you're getting 8 non-graded versus 1 PSA 10. I think I still would rather have 8 PSA 9s over 1 9 or PSA 10. I mean, I know you have to invest some money, but
think about it this way. $11 per card here for the Luis Roberts. $15 to get them graded each card. You earn it for $26. After fees, if you get the low end of this range, you're breaking even on the PSA 9. If you get the high end, you're making money. Whereas with the short print, if you get a PSA 9, you're making no money because it's probably still around $175, $200. And with that high of a card, you're losing 10% off the top and 3% for PayPal fees. And what's the likelihood that you can get one PSA 10 off of a big card like that? Just buying it.
Yeah, you only have one shot, so you better be willing to collect that card and hold it and not know what you're getting into. And for all those joining right now, I know we're almost 40 minutes in, but welcome to the SlabStox live YouTube show. This is the first edition. We've got 122 viewers, which is awesome right now. Thank you so much for watching. We will do this every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, so be sure to submit your questions. In the description of this video, we have a link to the question form, and we will answer them live and do a little presentation here to help support our answers. Let's move on since we're taking a long time for this one. But the next question,
T-Bird 96 says card market is crashing. I would just like to say I disagree, but it's just a weird time of year where there's no sports being played. Baseball's ending. People have never really cared about football in the card market.
Yeah, let me agree. Let me put a point home here is that the card market is not crashing. People are focusing on different aspects right now. You can say that the card market is crashing by just saying, oh, basketball cards are going down. But what about Pokemon that just gained 300%? Or Clayton Kershaw that gained 200% since August? Randy Rosarina, 1,400 cards sold in one day. One day at that World Series game 4, one of the best games I've ever watched in my entire life. And Randy Rosarina, since the end of the game, 1,400 cards sold of him. I've never seen anything quite like it, even in the basketball world. And we're talking about a guy who's 25-year-old rookie.
Now, obviously, that's every Randy Rosarina card. You're talking Diamond Kings, you're talking Prism, you're talking Topps, Stadium Club, Chrome.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's still insane.
It is every Randy Rosarina card, but 1,400. The card market is alive. It's well. The money will ship back into basketball as the season comes, and it's there's a lot of people involved, a lot, and it's a really fun time. I love it. Just got to stay on your toes and keep watching all the different markets at one time to get a full scope understanding. If you just watch the basketball market, that's all you ever saw, and you see it drop 40%, then you might think that. But if you see how other markets are shifting around it, then you would have a full scope view of it. So just make sure that you guys keep your eyes open to see everything in the market. And even if you're not wanting to buy it yourself, which you don't have to buy everything, you're at least understanding and keeping an open mind that some people do enjoy that. And that's why those can be going up in value.
Doobie Collects says the money is being more spread out now, and that is spot on. It's not just, before I feel like it was just basketball. Everyone was jumping in and buying basketball. They had to have basketball. It was the hot thing. And now you're seeing, but then you started seeing basketball go down, baseball go up a little bit, football go up a little bit, soccer go up a little bit, Pokemon go up, so you're watching ebbs and flows all over the place. But, well, one goes down, one goes up, like you said. And yeah, maybe basketball never gets back to those highs, but Pokemon might stay up there and soccer might stay up there. Whereas, there's probably people jumping into the basketball card market that just didn't care about basketball at all. They just saw the money. And now that they got their taste of cards and they're like, oh, let me find something I care about, they move into something different.
Yep. I totally agree with it. And it's going to happen in so many markets over these next couple of years. We will see it happen constantly. If you think about it, everyone that hopped into the market in the past year are now a year more educated in the marketplace and where they can buy. If you hop in and you want to spend $5,000 in the first month that you're involved in sports cards, of course you're going to spend on what everyone's talking about at the time, which is Prism, rookies in basketball, and maybe you're going to some Trout Tops update, maybe, or you know what I'm saying. But as you start to learn about more in the marketplace, more ways you can spend your money, it gets thinned out across the board instead of everyone focusing on Luka Doncic, PSA 10 silver rookies or Prism-based rookies. And I think it's a good thing. I think it's 100% a good thing, because think about it.
We have less chasing of trends.
We cannot have a Luka Doncic PSA 10 go up forever. You need to let that thing come back down in value to have more people be able to buy in at a new floor, and then the cycle continues. It happens all the time in different markets everywhere, not just the sports car market.
Yep.
All right, I think that's good. That's a good point. I'm glad that you brought that up. Next question here. What is your thoughts on CGC grading for Pokemon cards? Do you think because they are in the comic book grading market that it will translate with Pokemon? So if you did not know, CGC, the biggest comic book grader out there, has moved into the trading card marketplace. Of course, some of you might just be sports cards only, so you might not even be aware of this at all. I do not know if CGC is opening up a modern sports card grading service. I know what they have vintage, I think, but CGC, huge for comic books. All the high-end comic books are graded by them. And as you can see here on the screen, we have the Charizard black with the red wing from the new Champions Path release, the Shiny Vault. Not Shiny Vault, just the Secret Rare came out. Not even the Secret Rare, just the Secret V. I just messed up all those terms. Either way.
None of that, literally none of that meant anything to me. You said
Doesn't
a bunch
matter.
of words and it meant nothing.
I will restate it. The Charizard Secret, the V card from the new Champions Path release, is on the screen. You got the PSA 9 on the left, recently sold for $680. 9.5 CGC in the middle, sold for $700, maybe $750. I can't remember exactly. And PSA 10, which is around $1,400 right now. So clearly, this 9.5 is pretty much valued at PSA 9 from CGC. The issue with people, with new companies coming into the grading card marketplace, is it's so hard to build up their values and what they're worth. And that's how you get people to submit to you, is by having valuable graded cards. You can do everything you want, and I'll show you right now from a service standpoint of low card grading fees. $8 per card if you submit 50 or more, and that is cheap. And you get those back in 30 days, working days, so probably whatever that comes out to, maybe 2 months of actual wait time, maybe a month and a half, I meant to say. But the point is that you can get in for super cheap, but unless you're turning really good values on these things, it's so hard to get people to jump in to grade with you. Now back to the question, and here's a couple of the other ones: $15 for 30 days if you don't have the 50 grade minimum, and also it gives you higher max value per card. Standard 20 days is $20 a card. But either way, the point remains is that if I'm grading this exact Charizard right now, I'm not sending it to CGC. CGC isn't established enough in the Pokemon marketplace. I actually think that the cases look kind of cool. I actually kind of like that blue label. I like that it has subgrades on them. I know that you can do something like Beckett, I think, where it either has subgrades or it doesn't. Do I think it will actually become a big thing? Not for a long time. I think that having all the high-end comic book grades and all the comic book grading under their belt is huge to help them. And also I think that it helps that Pokemon is, I'm not going to say it's like comic books, but at least it's like a fictional type thing to where people can relate to it. And maybe they do collect similar, and everyone that's sending their comic books to CGC is also sending their Pokemon cards. But I'd say PSA is still the way to go. You have to wait longer and everything, but you're going to get the most value for the 10, of course. I mean, comparing the 10 to the 9.5, not really close. But I think it's a really good thing to think about in the back of your head. Constantly watch it and see what happens and maybe move into it eventually. Or if you just can't afford PSA grading and don't want to wait, then it's the way to go, I'd say, if you want to spend $8 a card for a $50 minimum or 50 card minimum, which is crazy because that's what PSA used to be in the past. Of course, now we know what happened with all their fee increases and wait time increases. And one second. I have been completely forgetting to say thank you to the people that submit these, but this one's from Strong Island Collectibles. Thank you so much for submitting the question. We really appreciate it. And thank you to all the people watching right now. We really appreciate that as well.
I was going to say, I disagree with your take on the case. I think it looks tacky. I think I do not like how thick the top part is on the grade compared to like the card. It's like half the size of the card almost.
You're saying the actual label size?
Yeah.
I do kind of agree with you there. I think if it would have been the size, like, if you eliminate the CGC universal grade part of it,
yeah,
and it was just that size, I think it look a lot better. Yep. But I think okay, I guess I'm gonna say this. I like it better than SGC. I'll just say what I'm thinking. I like it better than SGC. I'm just gonna say it. I would never submit a Pokemon card to SGC if I'd send it to CGC. And also a quick comment here from Doobie Collects in the live feed. I like CGC. I think they'll surpass SGC and possibly BGS. I do want to make that next point. If I was submitting this Charizard V card, I would submit to PSA or CGC. I am so out on the Beckett train, and it's not even about the cards themselves. I do like the cheapness of Beckett BGS 9.5s, that you can afford them on eBay and such. But if I'm actually sending my card to get graded somewhere, I don't even know if I'm ever going to get back from BGS if I send it there. The last time I sent cards there, it was on a 30-day in April that took 100 and some days, 130 or something. They have had horrible communication. Customer relations has been terrible. Increasing prices with no, even attempts to increase service or even telling people what they're doing to increase service. It's a really rough look for BGS right now. I'd be really upset if I was, some type of, I don't know what to say, like hoarder of BGS cards or someone that was submitting group submissions to BGS and you ran your small business through them. I'd be really upset right now if I was one of those people. Also, Ziggy says, FYI, 130 viewers and only 9 thumbs up. Come on, this is good stuff. Smash that like button. Please hit that like button for us. Get this video out there to more people. We will be doing these SlabStox lives once a week, Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and we love that you guys are here talking cards with us. I'm just going to carry this right into the next one. Where I was asked top 3 Pokemon sets other than the first edition, Shadowless or Unlimited, which would be the 1999 base set or Fossil or Jungle, even if there is no Shadowless for Fossil or Jungle, but there is first edition and then Unlimited. And then there's a second question that was very similar. That was I purchased first edition cards. I'm priced on investing in them. What other sets can I look for? Good upside potential. Angel Corrado too. Thank you for the question. And these are my 3 favorite sets on the screen as I see it right now. And this is my personal take. If you're watching this does not mean you have to go and love these sets just like me. It's just I really like these sets for a couple different reasons. Hidden Fates is on the far right. That was a Charizard GX shiny that came out of Hidden Fates. That set's really cool because it's got a ton of really popular Pokemon in it and really rare cards. That Charizard on the right's worth like $1,500, $1,600 as a PSA 10. The middle one is a Legendary Collection reverse foil. That's actually my card. It's a PSA 6. I just picked it up. Super pumped about that one from 2002. Incredibly tough grades. There's less than 1,000 Charizards in the pop report, and he's the most popular character. The pop reports are looking really nice on it. The cards look amazing. I want to say it's one of the first. It probably is the first reverse foil of the base set print. So that's a Charizard base set from 1999, but it's a 2002 release with that reverse foil. And then the one on the far left is the Articuno from Leaf Green Fire Red, released in 2004. That one's really cool. It has a ton of really popular Pokemon on that one too. And I want to show you guys how to further find sets on your own, because I found these sets which I like, but I want you guys to find the sets that you like. So go to tcgplayer.com. This is a super popular website, and any Pokemon or any set that you like, you can search right here and you can find so much out about it. So let's just say you really like Blastoise, and I want to see all the Blastoise cards that have ever released. Look at this. You can see what they're. Now, I will say this, the market prices, I'd be a little wary about this, because this, you can actually buy cards through TCG Player, but this is a website set up for people to actually play the game. The conditions aren't very good. If you click on a card and look, it's actually going to tell you, what the cost is for like a damaged one or something, damaged hollow foil. But the whole point about this is just to gain info about the cards. You can see the Unbroken Bonds, the Secret Rare from there, the base set 2 from 2000, and Dark Blastoise from Team Rocket. And then you can go search these things on eBay, see the market values, see the PSA graded cards. And then even if you can see an entire set on here too, which is what my favorite part is. The character lookup's cool, but if you look up the Hidden Fate stuff, like Hidden Fate's Shiny Vault, are the rare and valuable cards from the Hidden Fates that I was talking about, you can sort it from high to low, and you can see all the top cards you can pull out of that set. The Charizard right there is the PSA 10 for 1,500. This Umbreon I know is a PSA 10 350 about. And then you have some other ones here too, Mewtwo. But really, really cool source to look and learn so much about this. I've learned an insane amount over the past 2 weeks. You can really, really learn fast. But that's where I'm at, and good luck to you guys on your search as well.
Aaron, quick question.
Yeah.
Go back to that picture. Yeah. Knowing nothing about Pokemon and not really being overly interested in it, I do have one comment.
Yeah.
Why? Now, I know this is ridiculous because it's a TV show. It's based off a TV show. But why did they make the Hidden Fates like video game-ish? I don't like that.
Yep. So you're saying like why does it look nothing like what an actual Charizard looks like?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to be the most educated to talk about this because I don't know the exact reason why, but what I can assume is that they have made a lot of different variations of Charizard over the last couple of years. You've got from this most recent set, the Champions Path. You saw the black bird with the red wing, or black Charizard with the red wing. You have the VMAX, which is actually like a rainbow mega Charizard. Like it's just like this. Well, actually, it's only rainbow because it's a secret rare, but it's a mega Charizard. And then they've got they got like this Evolutions Charizard, which is like a totally different one. It also to do with the games and the TV shows and all that stuff, and then also just making them new cards and different variations of it. I couldn't even tell you.
I don't like
it. I'm just trying to tell you what I see and whatever. But yeah, they have different shiny because it's a shiny Charizard. So the shiny Charizard must be the name I see. So the shiny is not the card. It's not like that this is the shiny Charizard, meaning like it's a shiny card, I guess, but it's that the actual Charizard is shiny. Like it's like the shiny Charizard is the one with the red wing, and it must be black. That looks navy to me, but I guess it's black, which also, look at this. Here we go. Shiny Charizard. This is what the name of this one is too. And this one's the same one as this guy. It's just like Renaissance drawn versus like video game drawn.
Yeah.
All right.
Not feeling any either of them.
Well, are you kidding me?
I'm a classic Pokemon guy.
This is my favorite. I need to get this card. I have 4 more Elite Trainer boxes coming from Jameel today. I need to get it out of a box. All right, we got to start speeding up this a little bit. We got 6.5 to 8 minutes left. Now, there is no time limit on YouTube, but we are going to plan to do these for an hour each week. So let's see what we can get here. Also, thanks everyone for the comments. I see a ton of people commenting here too, which is fun. All right, Nate, your go here.
Assuming the print runs are less before than now, shouldn't established players like Xander Bogaerts and Anthony Rendon have their Bowman Chrome cards, for example, sell for more or equal to Luis Robert? And the answer is yes and no. Yes, they are more established stars, so you would think, and Anthony Rendon specifically is an MVP candidate every year, never finishing the job, but a top 5 type of guy most years. So yes, their Bowman Chrome card should be, more valuable from that standpoint. But this is the baseball card market, and that's not how it works. It's all about hype. Anthony Rendon, really good, but he's always been second fiddle on his own team to Bryce Harper and to Juan Soto and then to Mike Trout now. Xander Bogaerts, really, really good, but was always second fiddle to Mookie Betts. And now Rafael Devers is the top dog in Boston, whereas Luis Robert is the most exciting thing on the White Sox. They have a lot of exciting players, but Luis Robert is young. He's exciting. That is where the hype is. There's no hype around Anthony Rendon and Xander Bogaerts, and people pay for hype. So even though they're both better players than Luis Robert right now, they don't have the hype that he has because he's young, he's new, he's fresh, and that's what people care about more so than sustained career production.
I brought up the PSA 10 report here, PSA pop report here of Xander Bogaerts, and as you can see, there's only 257 total 2014 Topps rookies graded of Xander. I think that if we saw like the amount of Xander Bogaerts out there of Luis Robert, so meaning that the pop report would be close to 2,000, this card would be worth like $15, $20. But because if you think about it, like I'm surprised that he's even half of Luis Robert. Everyone wants to chase a young guy. No one wants to have someone that, you know, isn't super popular, but it's really good, but just doesn't have that much demand. I'm surprised that this is even I guess that the only reason it's a $45 card is because there's only 187 PSA 10s out there. Most likely because 2 years ago, this card was probably really cheap, or even a year ago when there weren't that many people in the market or grading that many cards or watching the PSA 10s. Low supply equals higher price, even though $45 still isn't that much.
I also think if Xander Bogaerts was coming up right now and a top prospect, this card would be worth way more.
Yeah, so just different story, different time frame.
Yeah, the wrong time. He came up in the wrong time. You come up now, people are super excited. You came up 5 years ago, you're out of luck. Unless you pull a Christian Yelich and light the world on fire.
And then here was the comparison for Luis Robert. I just want to show the pop report, which we talked about earlier. 2,200 Luis Robert pop with 1,069, and then between $80 and $100 for PSA 10 right now. I did see a comment earlier I want to bring up. Someone said that if there's, you know, more PSA 9s than 10s, more PSA 10s than 9s, it's an easy grade. But I do not think it's that easy to look at it that way, because there's 188s here. That's a lot. I'd say out of 2,000 graded, that's a lot of 8s, and it lowers the gem percent to around 50%. I'd say 50% is a pretty tough grade on a Topps base rookie. I think that if you go back and look at some of the other guys, you can see 60, 70% from past sets. I'd say that that's pretty rare, or a pretty hard grade. Our Luka Doncic 2016-17 Upper Deck Rainbow Foil, which is the base, a better investment than the 2018 Prism base over the long haul? Thanks, George Reevy, for this question. I went and looked up the price of this Luka Doncic, and it's $2,950 for PSA 10 from 2016 Upper Deck Euro League. This is from 2 years before his Prism release, and it is obviously much higher than the Prism. The Prism is worth around $1,250 right now. Where am I at on this card? So if we look at the PSA pop report, there is 72 10s out of 121 total graded for that Upper Deck Rainbow Foil from 2016. There's also a patterned rainbow, but we're not going to talk about that. That's not the card in question. It is this Rainbow Foil. And if we compare it, there we are, $1,250 for Prism base PSA 10. This card is a pop 14,000 plus PSA 10, increasing by the day. I think there's so many different ways to think about it. Long haul, we always want the more rare, the more scarce, the more collectible, the lower pop card. But some sort of side of me has here that no one's going to care about that card really, because one, it's Upper Deck. Two, it's a EuroLeague card. It helps sets from 2 years before, but I still can't see myself, if I'm even trying to make money over the next year or two, spending that $3K on the Rainbow Foil, unless you're looking to collect versus a Prism-based rookie PSA 10. I think it's just going to be so much more opportunity selling the Prism-based PSA 10. I'm always a proponent for, if you're investing for the long haul, go with the lower pop card. It kind of has me torn here, because normally we're going between, you know, a 2018 rookie, like a parallel or a numbered PSA 10. This one's a little different because it's a EuroLeague card from Upper Deck. It's just it's super weird, and I don't know how many people are really going to care or know about it, but it could work out.
Aaron, think about all those Michael Jordan random cards, the Nike promotion card from 1985.
Hey, that card is super hot. Don't.
No, I understand.
Don't disrespect it.
I'm saying, and I know this is comparing Michael Jordan to Luka Doncic, which is probably stupid.
Yeah.
But probably not a ton of people knew about that, and people probably would have said back then, if this was a thing now, that they're like, oh, don't buy this 1985, get the 1986 Fleer. That's his rookie card, blah blah blah.
And it's got like $20K pop.
And you're looking at the 1985, and the price is exploding, because once more people found out about it, they're like, oh, so could that be the same situation? We look down the line 15 years from now, Luka Doncic is one of the top 10 scorers in NBA history, maybe even higher, based on how his career is going so far. And people are looking for rarer and rarer cards, and they're looking at all these Prism base, and all of a sudden they see this Upper Deck. And I know Upper Deck's not a big name, and who knows, maybe they won't even be around by then. But like, there's card companies from 1986 when Michael Jordan was around that aren't around anymore, but people still spend money on those. So is it one of those situations where we get far enough along and all of a sudden people will see a card like that? And
don't get me wrong, if we're talking about Luka Doncic, whatever, as a top 10 scorer all time, anything of his from these early years is going to be hot and it's going to make people money. Any of the cards. I think it's interesting because it took a long time for that Jordan Nike promo card to really take off. And I wonder if it is going to be a similar situation to where there are going to be these other offshoot cards that really take off later down the line. But that doesn't mean, let's think about the 86 Jordan Fleer. It never was like, oh my gosh, this Nike 85 is better.
Well, the 1986 is still way more expensive.
Right. So I guess to my point is that I love the 2016 play from a collectible low pop card play, but at the same time, like, people aren't going to say, oh my, I want that more than a 2018 Prism. If we compare it to the 86 Fleer, which you could say that the Luka is the 86 Fleer of this recent Prism explosion. So good. It's a really good point. I guess that I'm torn because I love both. I love both ideas of it because of Luka and because of collectability and because of investability. But I don't, gosh, if I was saying for the long haul, the only reason why I might say the Luka 2016 is because I really like low pop cards. I might choose that one. But also, you do want to know that you have the card that every single person out there wants of Luka too, which is the Prism. All right, here we go.
This is me.
Yeah.
With PSA 9 being much more valuable than a BGS 9, do you think it's a good strategy to purchase BGS 9 and send them over to PSA for a crossover, hoping to get a PSA 9? So you have some prices here. Christian Yelich. Just wanted to get a Brewer in there. We're both wearing Brewer stuff, I see. This BGS 9, not a great example because there's no subscores, but you're looking at $30 shipped, a little bit over that for a BGS 9, and $45 shipped, a little bit over that for the PSA 9. Just so you have an idea of what the prices are. My answer is no. The likelihood that a BGS 9 crosses over to a PSA 9 when a lot of BGS 9 5s cross over to PSA 9s, I got to imagine it's really, really, really low. And you'll just be getting a PSA 8, PSA 7 probably, more so than you will a PSA 9 for a BGS 9. So if you're purchasing a BGS 9 and you want to throw away your money, cross it over, get a lower grade, and not only have you spent the crossover money, but you're also selling the card for less than you bought the BGS 9 for.
I'm just going to agree with Nate on that. Not take up your time. Nate hit the nail on the head. I'm looking to purchase a Lebron rookie with $1,000 budget. Would the Topps PSA 9 be my best bet, or should I be looking at something else? There it is. PSA 9 Topps number 221 is $1,000 with a 7,000, around 7,300 pop report, 7,250. I'm just going to be really quick here and just go right to the point. I like this card much more for $1,000. 2003 LeBron Gold PSA 8. Yes, it's a lower grade, but check out that pop report at the bottom. For the gold, not the gold refractor, but the gold, there's only 280. Sorry, I had to add in those other guys. 280. LeBron Gold PSA graded cards. That is a super small pop report. 1 PSA 10, 34 nines, and then 103 eights. I'm going this card every single time if I'm deciding between the two. And that's where I am at in a lot of situations. Please be good at reading pop reports, or at least try to learn how to. We did a SlabStox 101 YouTube video on it. You can get a lot of knowledge from pop reports that you can't elsewhere.
Hey, quick question. How much do you think that 1 PSA 10 costs?
Oh my gosh. Oh, 20K, 25? No, more than that. More than that, probably. That's so rare.
I mean, it's a quote unquote one of one.
It literally is a pop one that there will probably be no more going to the pop report. It's got to be, maybe 30 to 50, somewhere in that range, depending on how much the person wants to pay. It's a huge card. Huge. All right. From Graveyard Sports Cards, as someone looking to break into the hobby full time, what do you suggest? I've been in it for a while, making steady profit from smart flips. How do I turn a career into a hobby? Thanks, boys. Anyone that has the ability to jump into the hobby with a full time business, either if it's buying, selling, grading, doing box breaks, doing retail, doing whatever you love in the space, I'd recommend doing it if you have the ability to. I know it's a lot harder for people out there that have families and need a steady job and everything, but it is a blast being full-time in the industry. It was a great leap for me and Nate and I to go into as a content business, and trying to get our SlabStox Pro off the ground, which we will, and working on our email and all that stuff, and just having fun on the side with content like this YouTube live. Whatever youth are good at in the hobby, triple down on it. If you're really good at grading, really work the non-graded buys at card shows on eBay and just build out bulk submissions. And once you get that rolling with getting those submissions out there, if you have the capital to build up that inventory base that you can sit on submissions for 5, 6, 7 months, because they do take a long time, but then every month thereafter you're getting one back. I know a lot of people are doing really well by doing that. If I was in the space, in a full-time job in cards, like trying to make it by buying and selling, that'd be one of the biggest areas I look. It's a great grading market.
I'm going to play a little bit of contrarian here.
Classic.
And I'm going to say, don't turn it into a career. Have your career. Now, I know I did the opposite of this, but I would say if you're good at if you're good at buying and selling cards or grading, have it as a side job, because once it becomes a real job, then it moves from a hobby to a career, and you might enjoy it, but it's also going to be work. And I don't know if you want your hobby to be also work. Number one. Number two, let me finish, Aaron. There is something to be said about if you're making extra money, so you have your career, you're making that money, you can put it all into bills, this and that, and then you can take this extra money, you're flipping cards, you're this, you're that, you're flipping all over the place. Maybe you're taking in people's cards to look over or send out. Maybe you're doing box breaks, whatever. That's all extra money that you can set aside and either buy more cards or buy or invest into retirement. But if you turn it into a career, then all of a sudden the first money that goes to bills and everything goes away. And now you need to take this hobby and make sure it's really successful, or else you are toast. So I think the smartest idea is to, unless you are extremely, extremely successful, to keep it a hobby, enjoy it, make extra money. Maybe you're really good at it and you go from a $60,000 job, on the side, you make $40,000 from the hobby, and you're $100,000 a year type of guy, instead of just trying to make the hobby get you up to 60.
That's fair. I'm not going to argue with the take, but I think if you have a large capital to start with and really invest hard into it, and you enjoy it a lot, and you really want to make that your full 40 to 80 hours a week, then do it. If you don't want to make your full 40 to 80 hours a week, then don't do it, because like Nate said, there's a lot of positives if you have an enjoyable career outside of it. I think it's hard because I think it's situational for each person. I myself is one that would do it versus trying to support a different career maybe and do this too. But
if you're doing something like us, Aaron, you kind of need the time to randomly do things throughout the day. But if you're just buying and flipping cards, maybe it's something that you enjoy that you can look forward to after you get done with, I don't know, working at Walmart or working at Foxconn or, wherever you work. I don't care. Maybe you don't enjoy it and you can look forward to cards, but you still have that money. So that's all I'm trying to say is I I would highly advise people to keep it a hobby, keep it enjoyable, make extra money from it, enjoy the extra money. But once you put your pressure on yourself of making your entire living off this hobby, what happens if the card market really actually does die down in 5 years? All of a sudden you threw away a good job and 5 years of advancement in that job for the sake of enjoying 5 years of life, but then you're back to square one. Whereas you could take all that extra money, invest it into, more cards or the stock market or whatever you want to invest in, realty. But I don't know. I'm hesitant to tell somebody that they should try to turn this into a career when it's definitely hard to do. You need to be really good. You need to be on top of your game. Whereas it's a lot easier to take it, make it a small part of your life, a hobby, make good money off of it, but not have to rely on it.
I think consider both takes. I don't want to, because I'll never tell someone to not chase after what they want to do full time or what they want to spend all their time doing, because I did the exact same thing. But I think that there's also something to be said for if you're more secure person, you're looking to keep it as a hobby, a side thing, then that too. But I think there's ways that you can do it. I know a lot of people that do it full time.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Chase what you love. Just know that sometimes it doesn't work out.
That's why you got to have a good plan B.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for watching, first of all, this entire show. But should I show the last slide? I'm not sure what's there. Is it safe? Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure. Why is SlabStox Nate the best and SlabStox Aaron the worst? From Greg Gard.
Well,
this is tough.
I can answer this, Greg.
This is tough. So, I didn't know this was going to come up here.
For many of you, Greg Gard is the Wisconsin Badgers basketball coach, and he's wondering why SlabStox Nate is the best and SlabStox Aaron is the worst. Well, I have a couple pictures for you, and one is Wisconsin losing to Kentucky, Final Four, or was that the champ? No, Duke was the championship. Yeah, Kentucky was Final Four.
This was the year before we buzzer beater from Aaron Harrison.
Yes. So we've got a picture. Sam Decker, sad boy. Kentucky, happy boys. And then we got Mario Chalmers. You know the man. Nailing the three last couple seconds against Memphis, against John Calipari's Memphis, leading them to overtime, winning the championship. And that is why SlabStox Nate is the best and SlabStox Aaron is the worst, is because SlabStox Nate does not cheer for a trash basketball school, one that you, Greg Gard, happen to coach. Whereas I have
wait. Okay. Wisconsin has been a good basketball program. Kansas has been a super good basketball program. Wisconsin has been an amazing football program, and Kansas has been the worst football program in the Power 5 conferences for the last 20 years. So I don't even want to talk about it.
Scratch that. 2007, Kansas made it all the way up to number 2 in the AP top 25.
2000 what?
2007.
Dude, that was before 50% of the Pokemon sets were even produced. That's ancient history.
But you said last 20 years, and I was just making sure that you understood.
I know. I'm just messing around. Okay. Let's wrap this up. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining this. We had over 100 viewers the entire time. That is huge. This was our first SlabStox live on YouTube. And I was blown away with the amount of people that came here and interacted and watched. And I think there's some great discussion. This is an excellent way for Nate and I to be able to get our thoughts out there on hot topics in the sports car marketplace, answer your questions most importantly. And to do so, make sure you check out the description of this video. The very first link you see is next week's question submission form. Submit your questions so we can answer it live here. It was over an hour, and we had a good amount of questions, but I feel like there will be more for next week. So we'll have to find a way to get more concise. But great discussion. Thank you, Nate, for joining too.
Yeah, and lastly, also I was keeping tabs of the comment section on the side from time to time, and if you have questions, but Aaron and I can't get around to it, a great area is to use everyone in the comment section. There's a lot of people in here; they have a lot of ideas. And a lot of you did that. You used everyone in the comment section to also answer your questions, which is a great use of this live. So thank you, everyone, for doing that too.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Next week, same time, same day, Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We will see you back here in SlabStox Live. For those watching on the replay later, thank you for watching. Throw into the comment section what your favorite part about it was, and maybe we can do it more next time to make sure you guys are enjoying what you're watching. We will see you guys next week.